Hello, hello. I'm going to change my name. So my name is not 999. It is, just one second, Shawn Allen McLaughlin. All right, welcome, welcome. As everyone trickles in, there's my name. Hey, happy Friday. I think it's Friday, right? Yeah. Uh, Welcome to everyone who has been to a workshop with me before, and welcome to everyone who it's their first time. My name is Shawn. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about headshots and the importance of them, and also things that you can do and think about and learn about so that you can have better ones in the future. And I'm zooming in from Brooklyn, New York, and you can always ask me questions through the Q&A button. And if you want to, you can let me know your name and also where you're zooming in from. Hey, Julie, welcome back. And hey, Kai, welcome back. And then, yes, Sharon, it is a bit cooler, a little bit cooler. Oh my goodness, it's still very warm in my apartment. And we have Freya from Indiana. Welcome. And hey, Keith, welcome from Fresno, California. It's good to be new. Welcome, welcome. And Julie's coming in from Erie, Pennsylvania. I remember that. We have Tracy from Texas near Fort Worth. Wonderful place. I love Fort Worth. We have Janet from Pittsburgh. What a beautiful city. So many hills. It's like you got to be good at your parking brake. We have KJ from upstate New York. All right, love it. And we have Fernando from Jersey, our neighbor of New York. And we've got Mackie from Ontario, our neighbors to the north. All right, welcome. We've got Jerome from Georgia. Awesome. Georgia's gorgeous. Must be very warm right now in Georgia. We have Paul from London in Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Paul, another Canadian. I love it. And Steve is back again. All right. Welcome, Steve from Dallas, Texas. Very nice. Dallas is a fun town. And we have Lynn from Marysville, Kansas. I think that is KS, Kansas. Yes. When you're a kid, you try to memorize all of the states, and I tried to, and I'm trying. We've got Nicole from Vancouver over on the West Coast. All right, welcome. And we've got Joshua from Staten Island. All right, neighbors to Brooklyn. Very close. I go through Staten Island all the time. I know a lot of people who grew up in Staten Island. And Tiante from San Francisco. All right, another West Coast. We've got Tyler from South Carolina. All right, nice. And Rosemary from Sherman, Texas. Texas is big, and there are a lot of towns I don't know Sherman. And we've got Jessica from Temple, Texas, another city I do not know. Nicole is in Brooklyn. We're neighbors. We're neighbors. And we've got Josh from Georgia. Welcome, Josh. And Sharon from Southern California. Wonderful. And Sharon's saying hello to everyone. I think you all can see the questions, so they pop up. And as people come in, if you want to say hi, say your name and where you're zooming in from today, please feel free to do that. It's nice to know where everyone is from, and I don't need to know, but I think it's fun and it's cool. And um, I love like everywhere I've ever been. So it doesn't even matter, I enjoy every place in the US I've ever been. I enjoy every place in every other country I've ever been. I think all the people are amazing. So it's very good to have all of you here. I do just kind of take a couple of minutes as we start, just to make sure that people can start trickling in. I know it's a Friday. For some people, it's earlier. It's like, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. So welcome. All right. So, and Mackie, I can't hear you. I can only read your notes. I can't see or hear you. That is part of the webinar where it's more of just me giving you a lesson today, and so I won't be seeing you. That's okay. You can always write me messages and I can respond. You can ask me questions as we go along. If I don't answer your question right off, I'll get to it later, just because sometimes I'm in the zone. And if you do say your name and you say where you're from, I'll say it as we're going. So, something I want to talk about is headshots. So, I work for a headshot photographer in Brooklyn. His name is Rex Lott. So, it's Rex Lott Photography. I've been working here since 2008. I manage the studio. I also assist in the photo shoots and make sure that um, everything gets done that needs to get done. So I know a lot about it because I do it all the time. It's kind of like my day job. And I'm also an actor. So if you've never been in these sessions before, just know that I come to you from the perspective of an actor and a performer who is actively trying to get work and working and auditioning and doing all those things. So I have to get headshots. And so I'm very lucky because they're in-house now. But I do understand because as a young performer, when I first got out of college, I went to school for acting, and when you first get out, you get your first headshots, and it's terrifying. And I want everyone to know, first of all, that like getting your photo done, you can be nervous. You can be a little anxious. It's okay. Like that feeling is not wrong. That feeling is a human feeling, you know? It's like part of being a person because you're excited and you want it to go well. And so like we all have that. So I want you to first know that it's okay to be nervous about your photo shoot or finding a photographer or getting photos done. It's okay. Once you acknowledge that you're a little bit nervous, that's great because then you're like, oh, I'm just really nervous about this. Oh, okay. Because it is just a tool. A headshot is very simply a portrait of an actor, performer, dancer, stand-up comic, whatever, that is shot in a way so that they look directly into the camera, so that whoever is looking at it feels some sort of connection to them. It really is something that just kind of, when you look at it, hopefully will give you a sense of who the person is and give you a sense of what they look like, really. That's like the two things. It is one tool, though. It is one thing that is amongst all a bunch of things that you will use as an actor in your career to help you move forward, help you get work, help you audition, help you with lots of things. Helps you with branding, helps you, you use for if you have a website or if you use social media or anything like that, where you're trying to, you know, move forward and be known and get yourself, more and more work, which is really what I think is the fun part about acting. Is like you're always trying to get more work. You don't want to retire, you want to work. It's fun. Um, it is just one more tool. There are other tools. Everyone has the tools that they do. Some people, for me especially, I think an important tool is taking classes where you actually are having it could be in person on Zoom or in person, but where you are actively seeing and hearing each other. They are available. I've taken both in person and Zoom acting classes where you work on material where you really work on your technical acting. That's important. That's a tool. So I recommend it for everyone. I think that it's great because it helps you understand what to do. I think most people in the business have a natural way that they can just do it because that's why you want to do it because you're probably good at it. Like you probably feel good when you do it, when you perform any time in your life where you've done anything like that. You've maybe have felt a little bit of good about it, but that doesn't mean you always know everything. And it's tough when you don't know everything. That's where it gets you a little anxious. So that's why I'm going to talk today about headshots so hopefully you'll know a lot so that when you do end up getting your headshots done and moving forward, and however that is, and whatever form that is, that you feel confident and good. Um, Julia, it's okay to have headshots up against a brick wall. I wouldn't recommend it in the future, only because I will tell you why. This is getting to one of the things that I really want to mention about this. It's like, it's not the brick wall. That doesn't matter. Um, the best thing for you to have for you and your headshot behind you, a background or whatever it is something that's not distracting. And not that brick is distracting, but the lines, people look at the lines. That's just a thing. We just do. It doesn't mean that they're bad, and it doesn't mean they won't get you work. But I do think that it's helpful to make you the thing that is the most important in a photo. That's really like technical art theory kind of stuff, only because we are all attracted to things and to look at. That's it. It's not that it's bad in any way. It's just that our brains go and we look at all this stuff. Like you look at all this stuff. I wouldn't recommend wearing this shirt for headshots. I kind of wore it just because I know it's cute and fun. And people are probably looking at the stripes and all the pictures, but they really should be looking here. That's the main reason I don't recommend it. It doesn't mean it's a bad headshots, and it doesn't mean it won't get you work. They're probably great. I just think that it's best to have you be the main focus and really have no patterns or designs behind you that other people will look at. We love shiny things or white things. Like we love looking at stuff. We're like patterns. We're like, humans are crazy. Um, so yeah. Oh, you also took it up against a plain wall. Good. I think it's also good to have options when you do headshots. Sorry, let me just hit this here. Yeah, and Keith, it's okay to have it against a plain white wall too. Again, I'm going to show you more and like examples of things, and you'll be able to understand more of what I'm talking about. I think okay, so the most important thing about headshots is that they look like you, and that it's not like a version of you that isn't just there every day, like it's not glamour shots, okay? The makeup, if you're wearing makeup, it should be very clean and natural day makeup, really. It's not something done to make you look like you're like, going out for the night to party. Um, that's just my personal opinion because the people who are casting you want to see you. So very, very clean, even very simple. Usually just making sure that you just it's like when you would go for an interview for work, you just make yourself just look presentable and good. And you really make your hair just look even and however your hair you want it to look is how it should look. We'll go into more about that. This is just a side note. Um, but the main thing is you want to look just like you, okay? You want to look like your natural skin tone, your hair, all that, because that is you, and that's important. Like you are unique, unless you're a twin, and even that, you still are unique. But you are like no one else. So I think it's important that you portray who you are in your photo. Very natural in that sense because you can do a lot of things with filters and they're great. I love it. It looks so great. That gives a feeling more of either like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, which is great. But an AI and it's fun, but it's not so much going to help you, is what I'm saying. I'm giving you advice to hopefully help you so that you can move forward faster. You're still going to move forward, but like just move forward and have it work for you instead of against you. So the reason I say that it should be very simple and not have distracting things is because when you are going to be using these headshots, when you get them taken and then you use them. Right now, we're just kind of talking about it. I'll show you examples of things that will be helpful and what you should wear and everything like that. But just the idea of it. These are definitely like your calling card. It's like literally your resume. You will have a resume that has all the things you've done, but when you are submitting for a role, and that's the term you use, you submit your headshot resume, whatever profile, and there's many different ways to do it. I can give you examples of different things later. But when you submit for an audition, and then they are going to look at your headshot, they just want to see what you look like. And if you fit the kind of character, because we all, when we who we are, kind of give off a feeling. We just do. And it's less about what we look like and more about like how we are, in the moment as people. Yes, you want to look just like you, because like I said, you are unique, and that's exactly what it is. And then you marry that with your personality. So it's both. You really just want to make sure that you are the thing that they're looking at because they're going to be looking at it and they want to just say, yeah, I'll look at that. Instead of, I can't really see them, they're blurry or the background is distracting. It's tough, like you want to make sure that you're not giving them any excuses not to click on your picture. Okay, so that's the main thing. It's like let it work for you. And my very simple way to think about this is that you're getting these photos so that when I guess the way to think about it is like you've already booked the job. This is kind of like one of those photos of you, like, when they have the promo for who's going to be in it. You've already booked the job. You already are in it. And so you're just wearing something similar to the roles you want to play. So we can talk a little bit about clothing for just a second. So when you are preparing your outfits for headshots, it's the clothing really doesn't matter, except that you don't want it to be a distraction, because then it does matter. So the best thing for you to do is watch some like TV shows that are very, like NCIS and sitcoms that are just very regular people in America, almost like Modern Family. There's a whole bunch of characters, and you can even watch Friends. I mean, it's dated, but you can get the idea of the clothing that the different characters wear based on who they are as their own people. So like the outfit you want to wear is just something that you would probably wear if you were cast in that role. If you're someone who's going to be playing a lot of like lawyer roles and doctor roles and like judge or CEO roles, because those are all over TV and film, you're going to be playing that. Even I have to audition for that, and I am not a doctor or a lawyer, and you should not trust me to do any surgeries or represent you in court. But I give that off. I give off the very like like I could be in charge of something. I'm not. But if I were to wear this for my headshot, it would look like I'm a fun dad on vacation. And that's great. I play those roles too. But if I'm gonna hopefully get auditions for the roles where I'm playing those kinds of things that are more like white collar, very, very, actually very boring roles. That's what I play all the time. I want to play the serial killer, and I don't get it. But uh, I have to have some pictures that show me like that. Because when they look at, and I'm trying to get a role on Law and Order playing the lawyer, and I'm wearing this, it's hard for them to imagine me. I don't want you to think about it as a costume. I want you to think about wearing just like something that someone would wear. Like a regular person, not crazy looking, it's not fashion. You don't have to impress anyone with whether it's expensive or no. You just want to have a basic feeling that I could play this role. So if you're going to audition for a lot of those things like doctors, lawyers, business people, politicians, pastors, then you probably want to just get yourself a blazer or a suit jacket and a button down so you can take headshots in that and audition in that. You don't even have to get the full outfit because they don't ever see it. You're always auditioning like this. Um, if you're going to be auditioning for roles that are like there's a lot of roles out there for mom and dad and grandparent and like family member. It's very much a thing for commercials. Find something that just looks easy and comfortable, like something that you would wear to go to the park with everyone. Nothing crazy. Just like you can always wear layers. You can always put like a denim jacket on it or a sweater. Nothing too bulky. You don't want it to look bigger than you. You want it to just show your frame, just show your body, but in a way that I'm not wearing something too loose or too tight. You just want it to be like regular fitted clothes. Um, if you're going to be playing roles that are like more blue collar roles, which there's tons of those, that's a technical term, blue collar, is for anyone who works with their hands. So for that, it's a very different kind of outfit than a suit. You can wear just very like casual like t-shirt and a hoodie t-shirt and like a denim jacket or a canvas jacket like a Carhartt or something. And if you actually do those kinds of things, then that's great because you actually know what you're doing. And if you're going to play a mechanic, if I had to play a mechanic, half of my family are mechanics. I don't know how to do it. They all do. But I didn't do that. I went into acting. So like it would be difficult for me to do that because I don't have the sense to understand even what to do if I have to play that role. So that's what I'm saying. Like the outfit you wouldn't wear the outfit that you would wear to like, work with your hands. Even just think about like if you're doing work outside in your yard, that's the kind of feel. Very different than what you'd have to wear to an office. And then there's the idea of like you could wear like a polo shirt sometimes. You know, like a very simple polo shirt just looks very like business casual, kind of nice, very easy for commercials. That's really nice sometimes because they're just looking for something that's kind of suburban. You know, when you think about it, you're auditioning not for the where you live, but for like the country or the hemisphere. You know, like you like North America. Like you're auditioning for things that will be played and you will play a part that's maybe not where you live. So I just say think about that. Because if you're in Florida all the time, you're mostly wearing just like very like awesome. I'm very jealous of the clothes that people get to wear in Florida year round. But if you know, it may not be like the casual kind of stuff for a role that you're auditioning for that is somewhere else or it has a different feel to it. So that being said, don't go too crazy with it. You don't have to match, you don't have to make anything a costume in any way. But just look through your wardrobe and just see, oh yeah, that kind of fits. Like flannel is perfect for like dad blue collar kind of feel. You throw like a hoodie or a denim jacket over it. Denim, nothing says mom and dad like denim. It really does. Just like a denim jacket or a denim shirt. It just feels very easy and comfortable and like you would go to the park with the kids. But then you have to remember that each of you are specific and who you are as those characters, that goes into what outfit you should wear. So a lot of people have auditions where they play the bad guy. So if you're going to be playing the bad guy, the villain, wear a darker color. It doesn't have to be black, but a darker color because it just feels like more evil, you know, like if you're going to be playing like honestly, if you're going to be playing like someone in the mafia, you're going to be wearing black. You're not going to be wearing like a purple suit. The purple suit may look great on you, and you should definitely wear it if you're going to be playing like a fun CEO, like a record executive, you know? That's what I'm saying. Business is different for different people. So don't just take what I would wear as your business outfit. It's who you are as a person if you're going to play those roles, what you would wear. That being said, I just think it's good to be aware that just a t-shirt is great for casual roles. But if you want to play other ones, maybe have a separate outfit that shows a little bit more professional. Yeah, me in another universe, right? Okay, cool. So this is great. You're just giving me a couple things. So like you want to play mob, outlaw, or biker. Great. So mob is much more it has a little bit of a feel sometimes of being a little bit more like dressed up evil. Like maybe like a black suit jacket and a black either t-shirt or a black button down. It just feels very like I'm in charge. An outlaw can be a little bit more like you're on the run. So like it could be a little bit more disheveled and think about just kind of like yeah, that gives it a blue collar feel. Like you're not going to be like, you know, when you're running from the law, when you know, a renegade, you're not, you know, probably wearing it's it's not like Catch Me As You Can, Catch Me If You Can, where he's like pretending to be a doctor. Um, so that could be a little bit more like flannel and just like it could be a leather jacket or a Carhartt jacket that gives that feel. And with biker, you have to wear a leather jacket because first of all, that protects you when you're riding a bike. Um, that's the main reason people wear leather when they're riding a bike. But that gives it that feel, you know? It just gives it that great feeling of like a nice leather jacket. So I always say that if you want to like have like a kind of like cool feel, put on a leather jacket and you just get that. If you put on glasses, you're just smarter. It really is. You could just put on glasses for a couple shots and you have those if you need them because then you have a shot that just shows you as more of like a studious like professor or scientist or something. Like really, it's insane what our brains think. It's all about perception and how you want to be perceived. So tank top and jeans is great. That gives a feeling a little bit more like casual. It gives a little bit more of someone that like moves around a lot, like if you're active, you know, when you wear a tank top. Um, uh, Also, like if oh, this is something interesting as well. Colors, like I said, are interesting because we perceive who people are by what they wear. if you're someone who plays like a lot of like cop roles or like things like that, I do not recommend going and getting a uniform. I don't think the police force would enjoy people just wearing, costumes to play police. If you are a former or current police officer and you're auditioning for things, wearing your uniform is okay because you are. Same with military, firefighters, EMT, all that. But if you're not a cop, but you audition for it all the time, you know what you do? You get yourself like a navy blue button down or a navy blue long sleeve kind of like thermal shirt or something. It just gives the feeling of being someone who is a police officer because that's like the look. Or it could be like tan for like a sheriff, like a tan shirt for sheriff. But you don't have to have anything else. It's just that color will make you feel that. When you wear like army green, it looks like you're in the military. You could just have, if you're someone who auditions for the roles like that all the time, then find a shirt that is green and kind of like really just gives off that feeling. Purple is very regal and just gives off a feeling of someone who's very comfortable and very like in power. If you're gonna wear red, that sometimes denotes like a lot of passion. So it's people who are, sexy and fun and vivacious or violent, all of those things. So I don't recommend red so much like bright, bright red in a headshot unless that's the way you are. If you're the person who is that, then wear it. Because then they'll see it and they'll think, oh, this person looks very like fun and feisty, and that's what we're looking for because the color makes them think that. Red is crazy. Yellow and orange have more of like a kind of quirky feel to them. It has, the people who are yellow and orange sometimes it's just a little more fun and silly. They're not like serious colors. They're a little bit more, like those colors are a little bright and happy. And yeah, if you wear, I don't recommend wearing all white because first of all, wearing all white, it's just they're going to look at that first because we are attracted to shiny things. So we will look at the white before we look at their eyes. And we want people to look at your eyes first. So when you wear all white, then that's tough. But if you wear like white with like something over it, that's great because it breaks it up. Um, this is getting in the weeds, but this is real. Like if you're wearing all white, like then you're gonna be like they're like I your roles are like ghost or like angel. Yeah. Like those are the things. I'm like, who wears all white? Ghosts and angels. So it's just what we think of like in our thing. But if you are someone who's like a guru type and that's what you want to do, that actually works. So like I said, you have to bring it all back to you and then really think about what works for you too. Okay. I would not recommend doing a headshot wearing sunglasses. If you want to do a fun like promo shot look where you wear the sunglasses, you throw them on for a couple that you use like for your social media and your website, that's fun, but not for a headshot. They have to see your eyes. Um, well, do take a photo of you if you do ride a motorcycle, definitely get a shot of you on the motorcycle because that's great because then it's proof that you actually can do it because they're going to be looking for people who can. That's one of your skills. Okay. So that's that you just but like that's not your main headshot. Your main headshot has to be closer. Okay. You have to be able to like see your eyes and your expression. But definitely always get like a shot of something that you are. If you're an athlete, yeah, why not have the outfit that you are like a runner, or like a real athlete, like a boxer. Like, there's nothing wrong with having those. Those are more for the secondary shots that are on your database. They're not your main headshot. Your main headshot is just so they can look at you. Okay. Um, if you're getting hired for college, high school student, what colors? That's more the colors for that is really, I say just that's not so specific. I was giving you like if you use any of those other colors like that are like like an army green shirt kind of makes you feel like military. It just looks like fatigue. So that's all. But it depends on the style of outfit. So if it's a tank top dress, or like a polo shirt in green, it gives a different feeling. So for a college student or high school student, I would say think about what kind of college high school student you are. Are you the straight A student, like the one who's like type A, that is going to get all the roles where you're like playing class president and like that's kind of the roles I would play. Or are you more of like the laid back kind of guy that gives the feeling of like the stoner? Or are you the like in like this like athletic group? You know, like what group are you? It's not just high school or college, it's like you specifically in that age group. Um, but yeah, I think more casual or definitely more casual for high school and younger. You know, like and layers are great. Like I said, you could do a few, you could do some just in a t-shirt, some in a t-shirt and a hoodie, some in a t-shirt and like just a jacket, just to give a different feel, you know? It's like go look around your college and see what people are wearing and don't do anything that's like so like oh, everyone's wearing this right now because it's very popular right now, but just what people just wear when they're not trying to show off, like when they're going to class and they're late, they wear like a t-shirt and a hoodie. Um, so here's the thing about beards and goatees. I say if you mostly have them and it's most of the time, then I would take your headshot with them. If you want to do one where you are clean shaven, then do that one at the end, obviously, and shave for that. It really depends on you and your feelings. But some people they always have a beard, and they can what they do is in an audition they will say have you answer while you're doing your slate, are you willing to shave? And you could say yes because then they can just see that. But if you want to take a photo so they can see what you look like and then grow back your goatee and beard, that's great. That gives an option. Headshots should be straight on. Okay, now I'm gonna answer these questions and then I'm gonna do a little just show you some examples. Okay, they should be straight on. Um, just know about your glasses. If you take them with your glasses and they reflect the light and it doesn't, we can't see your eyes, then I wouldn't use those. Something you can do is you can buy reading glasses like readers that look like your glasses, pop out the lenses and wear those for headshots. We do that at our studio so that we can see you. It's just the feeling of it, you know. You took yours in blue and dark green. Those are great colors. You know, like I think a jewel tone and a jewel tone, you can look it up on Google, jewel tone. It's really any deep color, not pastel, not neon, not primary even. Sometimes primary colors work, but think about like nice, deep, beautiful colors. The deeper the color, the better. It just looks really nice in a photo. It's not distracting. It's not neon, you know? 99 doesn't specifically, I don't work for 99. They hire me to do this. So I'm a private contractor. So I don't know specifically if they take any headshots for you, but they can recommend headshot photographers for different regions that you live in. I will give you information about our studio in just a little bit. If you ever want to shoot with us, we have a discount, but it's in Brooklyn. We don't come to you. Um, Headshots are usually like, I'm going to show you examples. You're going to see. You're going to see. And it's okay. It's okay if your headshot has a background that, you know, and they don't always need to be a professional that takes it. It's that's just know that they will understand. Usually a person who shoots headshots a lot will understand what technically they need to do for you to make you look good. And I'm talking about technical things like no shadows and make sure your eyes are lit, you know. So you just that's all I mean by professional. I'm going to show you now just a little thing here. Okay. So first of all, this is what I said earlier. Technical aspects is what the headshot should look like. An actor's headshot should accurately portray your appearance and show the true colors of your hair, skin, and eyes. It's important. Sometimes people have headshots that look, like I said, more like they're a social media post and they look very fancy and fun and beautiful, and everyone wants to look beautiful. Um, but you should look good in your headshots. You should look like you on your best day, like what you would look like if you got yourself all ready and together, you know, like, but not you if you're, you know, on the cover of Vogue, because that's not real. Like, they're not real. All right. Do not shoot in direct sun. If you have photos that are in direct sun, people think that you need to have direct sun to shoot a headshot. Actually, it should never be in direct sun because when you're in direct sun, you will squint and there'll be crazy shadows. There's shadows that are coming from, you know, it takes my chin and I can't see my eyes. I'm squinting and like my forehead is the brightest part when really my eyes should be. This is the same exact spot. I just stepped back into underneath the shade. So you can see my eyes. I'm evenly lit. There are no shadows. The shadows on the left are so strong. They're like it's dark on one side of my face and light on the other, and you can't see any of the features of my face really. But here you can. You don't want to, when I say a busy background, I mean like, look, there's so much here that is just there to look at. There's trees, there's cars, there's the little side thing next to the bodega. There is a building. There's a crosswalk. Like I can see what those things are. It's best to have things be a little bit more out of focus if you're shooting outside. If you're shooting outside, you want to have it a little out of focus. So if you're a little bit away from a wall and the wall is out of focus and you are the main thing, that's great. I think it's best to have it look a little more cinematic. This is specifically for outside when you shoot outside. When you're shooting inside and they're using lights that they use for you, do not want to shoot with the light above you because so many times people will shoot and it's so high and you don't like my hair looks great, but you want to see my eyes and it's giving shadows. It's too many shadows. You want it to be even lighting and your eyes well lit. Okay. Sometimes directional lighting, like from the side. It's again too much of a shadow. My left side of or my the right side of my face, left looking at it, is very bright and it looks almost white, even though my skin is like it's not technically the color of white. It's like, it's like soft pink. And then the right side is like very dark. And that's not really giving any true feeling. Again, even lighting, you don't want any shadows. Just leave it like that. So many people, when they do anything, they put their chin up, and that just happens. Like people put their chin up. Really think about just lengthening your neck, not putting your chin down, but just lengthening your neck so that your face is even. And I always say, direct to camera, if your ears are like in line with your nose, like your brows to the top of your ears, the bottom of your nose, that's kind of a thing. So you just want it to just be straight on. Also, don't turn away. If we can't see both sides of your face, they're going to wonder what's going on over there. And maybe there is something going on over there. If it's okay to have like scars or different things that are you. I would not hide them because you should show them. Always, always show them. They may be looking specifically for someone that has a unique physical feature that no one else has. Like I would never hide, think about hiding anything. Always show, straight on. And then you don't want to be overly retouched. Like this is natural retouching. You can still see all of my like lines and everything. It just really took away some of like the redness because like I'm Irish, so I get super like blotchy. But it still looks exactly like me. That too much retouching, it kind of like looks like it's like soft and it makes my nose look smaller. And I'm like, I like my nose. You don't have like any of the lines or anything, and it just looks like a doll. So you don't want that. You want to have your natural skin tone, like like show your hair, your eyes, your skin of what it actually looks like. Because sometimes they'll put on like a warm filter and it looks nice. I like the way it looks, but it's not real. And then also they'll do like a cool filter sometimes, photographers. They just do that. You can see it in their work. It makes them look like more like I said, like fashion or like a movie or like a Zack Snyder film or something. It's like very so just know I would not recommend having a headshot where it shows you with your arms crossed unless again, you can break all these rules. You're playing like a character who's like angry and mean because it closes off your energy. Okay. Um, Also, you don't need to show waist up because they're looking at this on a small little picture. You can get yourself full body shots if you want, so you have them to show what you look like. Sometimes they ask for that, but you don't need a three-quarter headshot because then they can't see as much in your expression. This is over processed coloring. Like I said earlier, they kind of like make it look pop. I think I look great here. I think I look amazing, but it's not really the way I look. It's not my skin tone. Also, it's just like a very vacant expression. This is the same exact thing, and I will just tell you right now, this one on the right, while it's not as exciting and it's not as sexy, it will get me more people to look at it because they can see it. I'm open. I'm actually being myself with a natural expression, bit of personality. Okay, now I'm going to talk about like character types and different so personality and character types. It's how the headshot makes you feel. So a headshot should show some personality, and you can also, like I said, lean into the characters that fit your type because we all have a type, and you just got to know what it is and not try to hide from it or run from it. So this is Asa, and Asa needed to have some shots, like I said, of a lawyer. But like he also is like a guy that kind of can play like a badass, and this has gotten him. He is a recurring, actor on Law and Order SVU. He's in a lot of scenes with Mariska Hargitay playing the lawyer. So I'm happy he came and got these. Um, Also, like when I talk about blue collar, this is the feeling. Like it looks like, honestly, that just looks like you could do something and it's okay to get it dirty. It's a t-shirt, it's flannel, it's a denim jacket. It's okay, you know. And like I said, this is purple. It gives the feeling of like it does have like a regal feeling, but I also think very comfortable. So if you're playing like a love interest, like purple works really well because that just means you're comfortable and you're just like, the main event. Um for uh Elizabeth here, she has a lot of photos where she's done up, or like she plays a lot of roles. Like the term is just kind of like socialite, Upper East Side kind of feeling, where people are done up all the time. She wanted one that was very like clean and natural. So this she's wearing makeup, but she's not wearing eye makeup, and it's very even, and her hair is just very simple, and she just looks like it's easy. Like she like something in Mayor of Easttown or um, Ozarks, like those kinds of feeling of those films and TV shows. She added a little bit of fun to her hair, just a little bit of curl, a little bit of makeup, and just the leather jacket. She's much tougher here. Like she gives off a feeling of a little bit tougher. And then softening her hair, just that difference between that and wearing denim and having a nice smile. She's so warm here. This looks like mom. So it's the same person. Nothing is extreme. These give the feeling of different roles. And these are what I would recommend mostly for cropping for headshots. This is someone who came to us who does a lot of stunt work, and he wanted to have more roles that were like not just doing stunts, but being the principal. So he knows how to play those assassin Marvel, killer movies like John Wick and stuff like that. So we wanted to give him one. He wore all black because it feels like he's tough and scary, and he gives it. Like he like knows how to use the samurai sword. He's really cool. Yoshi's awesome, but like he knows his stuff. But then he just puts on a simple like button-down shirt. This is what I meant earlier about like navy blue. Something like this would work for like a police officer. It gives that feeling. Like you don't have to have an outfit that is an actual cop outfit, but like something like this. But this is his like it's so nice with warm and his hair is different. And then you put him in a suit, and I'm like, he should be in charge of a school, a bank, something. Very same guy, very different stuff. And this is what I was talking about earlier with like wearing the red tank top. She just looks like she is like romantic. She looks like she's in love and fiery and flirty. Like those are passionate red. But then she wears a more professional look and she looks like a detective or a reporter, and with a leather jacket, it's tougher. And her expression, she's giving off what the role is. And then she wanted to have a fun one that is kind of gives off the feeling of like Big Bang Theory. She's like I play quirky stuff. I'm in improv. I wanted to have a fun one. And like I said, look at that. The denim vest with the yellow. It just feels quirky and fun and more lighthearted. And there's me. So this is my, business one where I look like I could tell you something to do. Then it's always fun to have a silly one. And I definitely play like goofy dad, goofy uncle, neighbor, friend. And these glasses don't have lenses in them. We popped them out, so you don't have to worry about that. And then like, just as my laid back look, this is my casual. It could be like, just casual dad, but also just like. So that is that. Let me answer some questions. And Sharon is very sweet. Sharon came and got headshots for this day. She says we were highly recommended, and she loves her pop out lenses. That's great. Um, is it good to have different shots of your hair in different styles? You can do that. If you're someone who changes your hair all the time, then that's something you can do. I think it's good. You know yourself best. It used to be everyone always had straight hair because they thought that that was the only way to get work. But guess what? People have curly hair and they wear it now, and it's really great. And so a lot of our headshots, they'll either have it with their natural curl, but they can also straighten it. I would do salon straightening if you're not so good at it, just to get it. With oily skin, I recommend you can get these little sheets. I think they're made of bamboo paper or something, and I should be wearing them right now. You can kind of pad your skin. Also, there's a Neutrogena makes uh, uh, it's not even a foundation. It's a powder that it has no color in it. It literally just soaks up all of your oil. And I forget what it's called, but I used to use that when I would go on auditions in person and sweat. So you can get one of those things. Oh, we took all of these, Kai. I don't, there's, I don't want to talk about other photo studios. I don't know them and I don't know their process and all that stuff. So like, these are all stuff that Rex shot. Um, since you're not in New York, Jessica, the best thing to do is look in your area. Like look up Google headshot photographer near me. And then it'll give you a whole list of ones that are you can physically get to, hopefully. And then if headshot photographer, just look up photographer near me because may not be their main business, but they may be good at it. Um, I was screen sharing, Antonio, so if you couldn't see it, you can always watch this later. And sometimes you have to swipe through. I don't know. I'm sorry that you couldn't see it, but I don't know. You're welcome, Keith. You're very welcome. You can reach out to 99 and see. I think even on the site it has like a list of photographers in different regions, but it's not every region. So you can always reach out and say, "Do you have a photographer where I live?" You if you're shooting with a photographer, oftentimes it will be scheduled with what is called a look. A look is like an outfit. Even if it's like with a jacket, you can do, that's an outfit. Take the jacket off. It doesn't change the outfit. That's a look. So you could do some with and without the jacket. That's what we do. You would bring all of that with you because they're not going to have every size of who you are. If you have trouble with this and it's not something you do, you can always hire a stylist in your area that can help you find clothing that fits what you need. But I think most of you would be able to do it. Yeah, but you look up how many looks you want to do. Usually two or three will work. Some people get five because they have a lot of roles that they can play. Um, I would have your headshots with your natural hair, unless you wear something, you know, do the natural hair drone. And then they can always they know that they can add. And think about all the people that you watch that in period pieces, that's not their hair. Half of them have different colored hair. You're welcome, Jessica. Um, The colors really, I think jewel tone colors are amazing and the best. Let me just see if I have that so I can just show you what a jewel tone is really fast. And then I'm going to put up what say photos. Hmm. Maybe I don't have the jewel tone. Oh man, I'm sorry. I thought I did. Um, Let me just see. Maybe I have it at the end of this and I can just show you what that looks like. No, I don't have the picture right now. Let me just look it up real fast and then I'll show you what it looks like. I'm sorry this is shaky. It's just what I'm leaning on. Give me just a second to show you. There we go. Images of jewel tones. So I'm going to share this now so you can see. So these are jewel tones. Like, you know, there's many different colors they're deeper, they're darker, they're like deeper. So you can look them up, you can find them, but they all are like deep, beautiful colors that are not pastels and they're not primary. So yeah, these are all jewel tones. You can look it up and you can find colors that kind of fit. Okay. Um, Let me share really fast. Um, I'm just gonna share what Sorry, my background. I'm just going to share what uh, workshops. Um, workshops 101. Okay. So this, I'm going to share this. You can like take a screenshot of this if you want, if it shows up for you. So this is a discount. If you happen to be in the New York area and you would like to get headshots with Rex, we offer a discount for 99 members. You can look up his Instagram. My Instagram is my name. So whatever you see here, Shawn McLaughlin, that's my Instagram. It's literally my whole name. So I'm leaving this up so that you can take a screenshot of it, and you can figure that out. I have a few roles I like to play. I'm a cook, a barber, musician. Um, Okay, so Robert, I can't help you with auditioning or like getting the roles because I'm not with you and I can't see you and everything like that. But these are some places you can look for auditions. Actors Access. You know what? I'll type it out. I'll type it out so everyone can see it. Uh, the wait, I'm gonna type it all out so everyone can see it. Actors Access. How do you spell it? Actors? It's like yeah, like all of a sudden forget how to casting networks. They're pretty much just what I'm, and then backstage. There are other ones. I don't know all of them that are regional and that there are definitely regional sites that have so I just posted that so hopefully people can see that. Does it have a resource list that can be accessed from the main page? Yes, they do. Yeah, I think they do. Makeup suggestions, more natural. If you don't feel comfortable doing your makeup, try to find a makeup artist or go to Sephora first and get it done to be natural. Um, do you always hire a photographer or did you do your own to get a part? Um, I've always had a photographer take my headshots. Um, but that's just the headshots that you use to then try to get auditions, you know? You end up when you audition, you end up sending them videos and selfies of yourself that day because they want to see what you look like right now. But the headshot is what gets you in the door. Light and easy. You're welcome, Brett. Um, Shoots for Pittsburgh. I don't know who, I'm sure that there are photographers in Pittsburgh because there's I mean, definitely like a lot, there's TV and film that happens there, and then there's TV and film in Cleveland as well, not too far away. So look up headshot photographer, headshots near me, actor headshots. Use your Google machine, okay? So you can find it. Yeah, and definitely Sephora will help you out. Oh, on the 99 website. Like I said, I don't know. I know that they have some. I don't know all of them. I know that they have like the big cities. And so maybe they'll have like Chicago, New York, LA. So um our headshot company is here. Yeah, sorry about that. Is in Brooklyn. If we travel, then we travel within New York City, usually for an added fee. We don't usually travel outside of the city. If you and a bunch of your friends want to get a headshot session together and you got 10 people and you want us to come to you and it's not far, we can talk. We've done that in the past. Um, we've gone down to DC a lot and done that, DC area. And we'll do like, headshots for like 10, 12 people in a day. Usually you get a better price because you're all together. So that's something, if you want us to travel to you, that's something you can think about, but we don't normally do that. Um, Sorry, I answered it. I'm going to type it out on, um, okay, I'm going to stop that share really fast. I'm going to type out on, where is it? Like the whiteboard. What I said before is headshots are just professional. It just shows that you're uh kind of in that state and in that place where they may be looking at people who are professional for a role, but you do not need it to start. Do whatever you can for your photos, but follow the things I said. If you're going to use your iPhone, make sure, like I said, that you're evenly lit, that we can see your eyes, that it's all the things I said. So if you can do that with your own iPhone, then do it. With the discounts, $200 off. You can look up the price. Let me type this out and then we're almost done. So new whiteboard. I'm just gonna okay. It's loading. I just have to type this out. Give me a second. Okay. Sorry, I have to focus. And then I will make it so you can see it in a second. Sorry, I'm just all of a sudden forgetting how to spell. These are the ones I mentioned earlier. I can make this bigger. These, you're very welcome, Julia. I don't recommend using AI enhanced photos for the reason I said it should look exactly like you. So hopefully you can see what I put up. If you can't, So those are just casting networks. Casting networks. I'm sorry. I realized casting networks. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I hope people learned a little bit. I hope people had a little bit of fun and don't mind listening to me just talk, talk, talk. But that's kind of, you know, well, just you want there to be less shadows. Okay, Julia, just less shadows. More evenly lit. You're welcome, Brett and Kennard. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. You're welcome, Keith. You're welcome, Tracy. So everyone, I hope you have a great weekend. Oh, good. And thank you for saying you like my shirt and my energy, Sharon. You're very welcome. That's very sweet. Oh, you're welcome, Freya. I'm glad you had fun, Katerina. Blessings to you as well. KJ, it's like people sometimes book, the next week or months ahead of time. So just send an email. Okay. Julie, thank you so much. That's very sweet. Everyone have a great weekend, Julie says, and thanks for liking my shirt. Mackie, you're very welcome. You're welcome, Robert. Yes, so you can leave, Brett. I put it up. I put it up. It's there. And Marissa, there we go. You're very welcome. Ashley, thank you. That's very sweet. Loving my style and persona. You're welcome, Ryan. Yeah, you take care. And next time I'll be back, I think next Friday. Jerome, thank you so much. You're very welcome. And I'm glad that I've been a big help to you, Zoom user. And sorry that you joined late, Julius, but you'll be able to find this. I don't know if it's the next day or it takes a while, but if you click on the link that you took to get here in the future, it'll bring up the recording of this. Oh, I'm glad you thought it was great, Paul. You're welcome, Tyler. I'm glad that you thought it was amazing. I'm glad you learned a lot. Fernando, you're very welcome. Thank you for thinking I have wisdom. And I thank you for thinking I have kindness. Leslie, you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. All right, it is that time. So I hope all of you have, yeah, get those wigs. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself and your family and your friends. And just remember that you are unique and that's important. So your headshot should show that. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing this. Wait, how do I stop sharing this? There we go. Now you can see me. All right, bye everyone.